This is Mr. Land with the latest business news headlines from Day Trading Radio for Thursday, February 24th, 2011. Continued unrest in Libya escalated to the brink of civil war, driving crude prices even higher today, and that did not bode well for the equity markets. The S&P 500 fell below the 1300 level, almost hitting the 1295 mark just before 2 p.m. Rumors that Libyan leader Gaddafi was dead led to a gap down in oil prices, which in turn led to a rally at 2 p.m. Those rumors were quickly denied by the U.S. State Department, but that did not dampen investor enthusiasm as the rally continued until 3:30, when there was a small pullback into the close. The Dow finished at 12,068.50, down 37.28. The Nasdaq gained 14.91 to close at 27.37.90, and the S&P 500 lost 130 to close at 13.06.10. Shares of Priceline spiked as much as 55 points in the pre-market after last night's better-than-expected earnings results. PCLN had traded as low as 387.50 after hours as the company's revenue came in less than expected, but higher guidance drove the price as high as 468 in the after-hours session. Priceline ended the day at 462.35, up 36.35. And shares of GM fell to their lowest levels since going public as the automaker beat on revenue but missed on earnings. GM ended the day at 33.02, down 157. Today's big gainers included Royal Energy, closing at 5.05, up 147, after receiving approval yesterday to commence production at the Goddard No. 2 well. F5 Networks closed at 116.06, up 5.07. Yoku closed at 36.99, up 4.24. YOKU reports on Monday. CME closed at 304.56, up 3.16 on renewed takeover speculation. And Acme Packet ended the day at 72.80, up 3.76. On the downside, Salix Pharmaceutical ended the day down 9.84 at 31.61 after a downgrade at Goldman. Magna International closed down 5.31 at 50.42 after an earnings miss yesterday and a Wells Fargo downgrade today. Sears Holding closed down 4.83 at 82.40 on better-than-expected earnings but lower same-store sales. Google closed at 608.82, down 250, and Newmont Mining lost 4.35 to close at 54.76 after beating on earnings but missing on revenue and getting a downgrade at Credit Suisse. After the close, shares of Salesforce.com popped 10 points after that company beat on both earnings and revenue, though guiding lower. CRM closed at 134.32 and traded over 144 after earnings. Shares of Deckers were trading up over 5 points after hours after the company beat earnings estimates by 28 cents and guided higher. Shares of AIG traded higher after reporting better-than-expected earnings of $16.60 per share versus a loss of $16.98, though those numbers are most likely not comparable. AIG closed the regular session at 40.43 and traded over 41 after hours. And shares of Boeing were up over 2 points after the company was awarded a $3.5 billion government contract. Earnings before the open Friday include Cheniere Energy, Constellation Energy, Hercules Offshore, JCPenney, Savient Pharmaceutical, and Tenet Healthcare. Economic events scheduled for Friday at 8:30 a.m., the Q4 GDP and Q4 GDP deflator, and at 9:55 a.m., the February Michigan sentiment. Those are the latest news headlines from Day Trading Radio. I'm Mr. Land. Have a great night.